iron in the soul. What's up, YouTube? This is your big brother King Jabez, back today with another very important message. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment, let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram at @KingJabez, as well as my website, theironsoul.com. Whatever you decide to do, it would be greatly appreciated. Let's do some work. Today's video is entitled, Passing the Humiliation Ritual Teaches You the Art of War. And this is a very important topic. And I'm going to hit this from various angles, from the battles we face at work, in personal, interpersonal relationships, as well as the book itself, The Art of War, which I completed about a week ago. And I have here today typed notes with about 14 points, which I won't cover all of that. I will speak as I feel led to encourage and to motivate my audience. When you think about life, life is a journey. Life is a test. It is a process. Various terms we use to describe our journey of life. Well, one of those today is war. There are battles we face from others, battles we face with ourselves. And just even recently in my own journey and understanding the importance of the theme of my channel, Iron in the Soul, which is a reference to extreme mental anguish that makes you strong as iron. And I believe in a process that will make you a strong person physically as well as spiritually. And this is what I teach on this platform. And so we think about spiritual warfare. The goal is to gain new territory, to be used by the Most High, and to break curses and to activate blessings. And in terms of the wars at work, a part of that is securing wealth for ourselves and for our families. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. And so we have to govern ourselves accordingly each day. Some of you are going through a battle right now, and I want to encourage you to stay strong. Some battles are longer than others. I think about King David, who went through a long spiritual war. And some of you right now are going through a very long spiritual battle. It could be at work. It could be with your finances. Some of you are battling an addiction. I don't know everybody individually, but I know that all of us have something we're struggling with. We all have our battles. And so I think these principles from this book, as well as what I have learned through experience and years of study concerning spiritual warfare, I will be able to help you today. And when you have passed this test, this will teach you how to war properly. Now, the goal of warfare is deception. All warfare is based on deception. So one of the biggest battles we have is in our mind. And I've known that for years. And it's becoming clear to me each day just how powerful our thoughts are. And my mind has been stuck at this idea, which I've been mentioning all week, as you all have known, you've been listening to me this week. I'm stuck here about being present. This is something that I'm practicing myself this week because I'm an individual that, let's just be honest, I read a lot, I reflect, I journal. I'm a creative person, I write music. So my mind is always wandering. And it's difficult for me sometimes to stay present. What am I doing right now? And just that is so important in terms of activating your gifts, having power over your thoughts. Your thoughts become real ideas. And every thought we have, it leaves an imprint on the ether. When you have high vibration thoughts, you help other people. People can feel that. And when an individual has bad thoughts, you feel that too. This is why when you're around certain people, you get such a bad vibe from them. You can kind of feel their energy. This is your sixth sense that is being activated. And when you are someone who has control over yourself, you're disciplined, you're doing things right, you have a very strong sixth sense, or simply put, intuition. And when you have good intuition and good information, you make good decisions. And so our thoughts do become our reality. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So you and I, as chosen ones, we have to be very conscious of what we're thinking about. Simply put, we need to think about what we're thinking about. And one of the best ways to get control over your thoughts is to meditate. I'm going to continue to push that. This is a discipline, chosen ones, I wish I knew about on this level that I know now 10 years ago. I'm going to be honest with you. J. Cole, he said that he meditated every day for a year, and it was from that place he was able to drop one of his best albums. And so many people, especially creative people, spiritual people, understand the importance of quietness and stillness. We don't always need activity. right? And that's hard for me to do because, as we speak, I just got back in the house, took a shower. That's why my eyes are red now. I walked outside. I do 10K steps a day. I like to do it outside in the summertime. So I'm outside in the sun, 10K steps, about, 3 to 5 miles per day. Working out at the gym, 300 push-ups a day. You guys better still be on that challenge with me, 38 days today. And, constantly being active is difficult for people like myself and people like you who are like me to just sit still. Now, you may not work out, but you're always working. Some of you are working 2 jobs. You got this going on. You got a side hustle. And we just go, 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 especially depending on where you live at. Some places it's just a culture. If you live somewhere like Chicago or New York City or LA, you're just always on the go. And we have to learn. I'm from Chicago, so we have to learn how to calm ourselves, get in quietness, reflect, get out into nature, fast. This is all a part of spiritual war. In the art of war, it teaches that supreme excellence is breaking the enemy's will without even fighting. And that's a paraphrase of a direct quote. And that makes a lot of sense. So when you begin to meditate and fast and back away, you're breaking the will of your enemies without trying so hard. That's a way of really activating strength. So this principle that was used in actual warfare can be used in your life on a day-by-day basis. What the ancients called a clever fighter was not one who just won, but a fighter who won with ease. And this is another principle from the book, The Art of War. We're going to go between spiritual warfare and this book review as well. And you think about that, getting as skilled as possible. If we're going to be going forward as chosen ones, it is our responsibility to get as good as possible at what we do. And that's when we begin to win. So we don't win because people like us. We don't win by mistake. We win because you and I put in the hard work. We have dedicated ourselves, those 3 Ds of desire, determination, dedication, and now we can see the progress. Now we can see the money come in. See the money, the wealth, the influence, all of the blessings and benefits we want. Peace of mind, joy, power. There's so many benefits besides money, by the way. Let me put that out there too. Peace of mind, being well in your spirit. All of this is necessary, and it comes as a result of hard work. In other words, there is ease after difficulty. Let me park right there for a second. There is an ease that comes after difficulty. So we can't cheat the game. So when you and I are on our grind, when we put in the work day by day, week by week, year by year, making progress, getting skilled, learning from our enemies, learning to go forward, taking care of ourselves physically, spiritually, emotionally. As we do this, there is an ease, there is a victory that comes after that. So in terms of warfare, spoil. The spoil comes after the war. So I'm going to use the letter W to teach this. How this works out is this: worship, wisdom, war, wealth. So we begin in worship, acknowledging the Most High, meditation, fasting. Everything begins in the spirit realm. Once we do that, we go to the next level. Number 2, wisdom. That comes through reading, reflecting, listening to talks like this, listening to podcasts, reading books, accumulating knowledge, learn another language, going to another state, traveling, whatever it takes for you to gain the wisdom. There's so many ways to do this. Taking classes, and there are so many different types of wisdom. There's wisdom that's needed to play sports. There's wisdom that is needed to run a business, to run a church, to run a family. So whoever hears this message, I'm talking to everybody. Whatever you do, you need wisdom. And it comes from first worshiping the Most High. So in other words, we connect with the Most High. He gives us the wisdom through people, hard work, and from that we learn how to war, which is the art of war. And from that we get the spoil or the wealth. Wealth can be money. It also could be connections. It also can be influence. It also can be the spiritual power of joy and peace and love, which most people don't have. So I want to take this time now for those who hear this message and you're currently going through a battle. Stay strong. The temptation is to give in. Sometimes the pressure can be great. And there's often a lot of pressure right before the break. And so this is a push to go forward. This is a word for you. If you have been through this process, when you have learned, you've grown, developed character, now you find yourself in a very real battle. And this is the way it works. We get all of the training, we get all of the experience. And this is what the isolation was all about, by the way. There was a period in your life where you were isolated, and that was to prepare you for what you're going through right now. Isolation is not what you'll experience your entire life. Sometimes that's for a season to get you as strong as possible. To give it to you this way, the spiritual application is like you're fermenting in a cave. And you're in that cave to get revelation, to get knowledge, to get strength, to get downloads, activations through numbers. That's why so many of you are seeing numbers each day. Let me talk about that. I talked about it in my life recently in my story on Instagram. Seeing all these numbers, the repeated number sequences are direct messages from the Most High. He's using numbers. He's using dreams, visions, people to give you very specific instructions. So some of you, your instructions are coming to you, and you have to slow down, reflect, think to process it. And that information, those downloads are what are necessary for you right now for your next step. Some of you, it's time for a transition. We all, and you've been at a certain place for a certain amount of time, and I'm going to speak this word in faith now. It's time for you to go to the next level. I say this respectfully as your big brother. Some of you have been on a certain level for too long. And if that applies to you, receive their word. And now challenge yourself to go a step further. Challenge yourself to work just a little harder, just a little smarter. Challenge yourself to get around some uncomfortable environments for the purpose of growing and sharpening your thinking through dialogue with people who may be at a level advanced to yours. I've said it before, I've said it again, we have to sometimes be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's how we grow. Once we get uncomfortable, and I know something about the Most High, He's always stretching us. Once we get comfortable, He says, good, let me stretch you some more, and let me stretch you some more. And when it happens, you're growing and getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and the stronger you get, the more effective you are in the spiritual battle. So with that being said, believe it's your time. Gather yourself each day, get poised, get focused. Mind over matter. Wake up each day with that desire to go forward, that grind, that determination. Be conscious of your thoughts. I'm going to continue to press that in this talk. We're talking about warfare. I cannot press this one enough. Consciousness over your thought power. And this comes from having control over yourself. This comes from getting out of your root chakra. I'm going to keep on pressing that. And when men in particular are in their root chakra, let me speak to the men for a second. When you are in your root chakra, that's a dangerous place to be. Because in that place, let's be real here, man, you're easily irritated. You're easily pushed around by other people. You have a cruelty about you that's not really right. And there's so many other characteristics that you manifest that when you look at yourself, you're not proud of. So I challenge you to go to war with yourself. Get your strength back. That's what I'm trying to say. Get your pride back. Whenever you lose your pride and whatever you're doing, my boy, you're in too deep. Whether that be with a woman, whether that be with a job, whether that be with an organization, an addiction, a private habit you have, whenever you lose your pride, you're in too deep. That's too costly of a price. Why is that? Because the natural default of a man, I've been teaching this for almost 5 years now, and I'm going to say it again. The natural default of a man, and I believe this with all my heart, is a place of self-confidence. This is where we're supposed to be as men. Not arrogant, but confident, at ease, poised, generals, leaders, kings. And when we lose ourselves out here, which we all have, by the way, I've been there, we all have, we're all human. When we lose ourselves, we lose all of that. We lose that edge that we need to be effective. So I hope that this talk will challenge you to regain that, to get your strength back, to get your pride back, to get back, watch this, into your masculine frame. Being decisive, being alert, attentive, wise, having words that carry weight. Let me talk to you for a second. Being that priest, being that provider, being that protector, being who you're supposed to be. A representation of the Most High. Let me talk to you. The Bible says that the glory of God is the man. I'm going to put this in here at the end for those who want to hear this. You, sir, are supposed to be the representation of the Most High on the earth. That's what a man is supposed to be. How do we do that? I'm glad you asked me. Okay, who is God? What does he represent? Power, authority, influence. Imagine God entered into a room. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel his power. You're going to be taught. He's going to have resources. So this is what it means to be a man. Your presence in a room should carry weight. Your words should carry weight. You should have an aura that makes people want to be around you. And when you go to war with yourself, tying it back to this message, when you've been through this process and you have that strength on the inside, this will increase your magnetism. This will make you a charismatic person, maybe even if you're not even charismatic. It'll give it to you. And this is the place you need to be to go forward and to be an influence. So that's all I have for today. I'm glad you heard this message. Please listen to it. Leave a comment. This is your big brother, King Jabez. God bless. Peace.